journey through Lent, journey in this, goal to Easter, it's super easy to kind of get distracted in our day-to-day life and forget some of these key principles. And I think that forgiveness is super duper important. All right, somebody dropped me a line. Oh, thank you, Christine, for saying good morning on Facebook. So I know we're rolling. So I wanted to open up with a quick story about what happened to me a few weeks ago. As a mama bear 7, it's easy to get a little bit overwhelmed. It's easy to hold grudges sometimes over the little things, right? The kid that never puts the towel up on the rack, the kid that never puts their shoes. I have one kid that walks in the house and literally leaves one shoe here, one shoe there. They just step right out of the shoes. And it's all the time, okay, put that away. Okay, hang that up. And, you can hold that in your heart, and it might be something as contrite and small as that. But yet, at the same time, there are other areas of forgiveness that are needed that are really, really big, right? Mishaps in family life, hurts that can really create these prickly barriers that are really hard to overcome. And, I wasn't going to necessarily talk about forgiveness, but when I started reading the morning scriptures about the parable of the unforgiving servant, I thought about how easy it is to be that person who does not forgive. And at first, you feel very justified. You feel really good to kind of hold that prickliness over that other person's head, But at the same time, holding that prickliness, holding that unforgiveness, eats at your heart. And I think as parents, it's super duper important to remember that Lent is the season of letting go. If you can do something, it's let go of your grudges, let go of your unforgiveness, because really the gift of forgiveness is for us. And I was thinking about, then Peter asked him, Jesus, if my brother sins against me, how often must I forgive? As many as 7 times? And Jesus answers, I say to you, not 7 times, but 77 times. That is why the kingdom of heaven may be like a king who decided to settle his accounts with his servants, right? And the story goes on about the importance of forgiveness. So I think that's the best action we can do today. Our best, most important action is, who do we need to forgive? And the forgiveness begins in our heart. So a few weeks ago, I realized that I had a situation in my family that was very stressful, had me super stressed out. And it wasn't something that was directly impacting me, but I had a hard time forgiving. I had a hard time letting it go, right? And one of the things that I didn't do is that it was involving my family dynamics, and I wasn't able to laugh about it. I wasn't able to see the humor in the situation I was dealing with. I was just so prickly. And, the Lord really worked on my heart. And that's what I love about Lent, is that he helped me to see the humor in the situation with one of my parenting dynamics I was dealing with. And he also allowed me to forgive, because I know that I am forgiven and I'm not perfect. And I was thinking about, what parent wants to be held up to be the perfect parent? The perfect parent would be the greatest shoes that we could never, ever fill, right? If we had to be that perfect person. And it's so freeing to not only, forgive first yourself, but to forgive your family and to really say those words. So when I started practicing saying those words, really making that a part of my routine, I can't tell you the freedom that has come into my life, into my dynamics in my family. And it's really made a phenomenal and huge difference. So maybe there is something that you might not even realize it. And what I realized is I wasn't even aware until, this moment where I realized that I was holding on to a grudge. I was holding on to some bitterness that it wasn't even mine to hold on to. So maybe that's you today. Maybe this day you need to forgive someone. Maybe you need to begin with forgiving in your heart and just saying, I forgive them. They did not mean to do that to me. And I think that freedom is going to transform your Easter, right? If you can really get in that practice. The other thing that really helped me, and this helps me a lot with being a parent, is culpability, right? You don't yell at the 5-year-old for the things that you expect out of a 21-year-old. And yet the 21-year-old might not be capable of what, you're even asking them of, or what you're expecting them to do. So freeing yourself up and being able to forgive, being able to not judge, to being merciful is the best solution to parenting. So I pray you have the very best day. Can you believe it? We're on day 18. We're almost halfway through those 40 days. And it's, again, March 9th. It's going to be a phenomenal day. It's Tuesday. I hope that if you have not counted your points of gratitude, that right when we get off, you just start going through them. Because the other thing is, when you fill your heart with gratitude, it is a lot easier to forgive. It's washed out. When you fill your heart with thanksgiving, when you fill your heart with, just that newness, that love of Christ, you are going to have such a better day. So wait until tomorrow. I'm sorry I jumped on 2 minutes late. I started the dishwasher, I got the shower in, I got my day rolling, and I almost missed out with you guys. So make it a phenomenal day. Thanks everyone joining me on Facebook. Thanks everyone joining me on Instagram. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Make it the best day and choose to forgive. Choose to forgive. And I think that's super duper important. And you know what? When you forgive, you're going to experience phenomenal freedom. But begin forgiving the people that live in your very own home and tell them how much you love them. And I promise you, you will have such a better